Vegas. And we are going to kick back in to Super Mario Bros. Now, hopefully, we will be able to get farther than we did before. And that is going to truly be decided by how well I am able to do save states. So, hang on. I forgot I need to turn the game audio down. Like around -20 should be good. Okay. And hopefully that is fine. Alright. So now we're back here. Now, last stream, we got way further than I was ever expecting. We got at least up to World 5, I think, if I remember correctly. Which I was not expecting to pull off in such a short amount of time. And yet, there it was. And there it be. So we're going to try now to get further than World 5. I don't think we're going to beat it with the amount of time that I'm going to be doing this, but maybe we will. If we game the system a little bit, and I'm sad to say that that's what I'm going to have to do slightly, but, you know, I mean, sometimes you have to move on in life, and you have to be able to not do the same repetitive thing over and over and over again. And besides, I think of it almost as like me making up for the hour of editing that you've had to sit through. Because it's a tedious process editing, and I pretty much used up my normally allotted hour just editing video down. And now we're going to actually be playing a game, which I think is what people come here to see. But that's just what it's going to be. So let's move along here. Let's just try to skip through all this. You know, it's not a matter of me trying to get through this quickly. It's more a matter of I've already done this, and you've already seen me do this if you've been paying attention to our live streams of the past. So if you want to watch me go through these levels the legit way, then I'd say watch the last live stream, because I did make it a highlight, so it should be, in theory, it should be saved. It should be able to be saved and archived, and will stay up on the Twitch channel for as long as it can be. I mean, worst case scenario, I'm gonna download the old stream. I'll download, like, the old stream from before onto my hard drive, and then I'll repost this at some point later on down the line. But for now, we're just going to be doing some more gaming things. Okay, so now... Alright. I needed to make sure I got those jumps correct. Oh! I said it, and then I immediately screwed it up. Alright, it's the center one then, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Up. Ba-dum. I got cocky again, as I often do. Alright, and that. Woohoo! A breakneck jump. Okay, give me this. Yeah, you best believe. Oh, you just couldn't leave it be, could you? Well, showed you, Goomba. Alright. And sick moves, sick jumps. It's all about that timing, man, and the timing in this Mario game can be weird sometimes. But we're just going to move on over. Alright, and I'm going to be doing what is not allowed, but I have to in order to make this entertaining. Because last time... There it is. Last time we did this game, I had to keep going from the beginning again and again and again. And that is not very entertaining. I mean, it's fine for, like, the first episode of a series, but then afterwards people kind of want to see, you know, this miraculous thing called progress, which can only really be delivered if you aren't starting from the beginning every time you accidentally drop down a pit, you know? So... we're starting from a bit of an advantageous situation, in so much that I already have a Fire Flower and we're on World 5. But, you know, I did lose a life, so there's that, at least. So it's not going to be like a total breeze. I'm running on less lives than I would if I was just, you know, kicking off from the ground. Why was that? Okay. For some reason, Mario did not want to really, crouch. And I don't know why he didn't want to crouch, but alas, he did not want to crouch. Okay, away with you, Hammer Bro. Away, away to Judgment Day. Whoa, there was a lot of backwards jumps there, and it was quite amusing. Haha. You can't stop me, Mr. Gingerbread Plumber. I see through your ruse. Okay. Oh! Invincibility has become my enemy. It should have been my friend, and alas, it killed me. You know, this is the curse of man and his beasts. Can I still take that, though? I will take my domain, as it is mine to command. Alright, that, and that. And death. As to be expected, once more. Well, the joke's on you, because I have that now! You can't stop me! And I'm making a point, too, of not save stating after every level. That I feel is excessive. Like, if I save stated before World 5-2, there's no penalty then. There's zero penalty. There needs to be that balance, right? There needs to be that balance of some penalty, but also not extreme penalty. Like that, see? I'm already losing my own way through my own discomfort and my own inabilities to be the man that my mother wants me to be. Okay, so there's that. That's not a real comment on my mother, by the way. I was just subconsciously saying words and hoping that they made some kind of sociological sense. And the answer is they did not, but, you know, you can't always win. You sometimes have to lose as well. Okay, if we can just... Alright, and look at that. Look at that success. Look at that joyful success and wins. It's enough to make a man want to blush. Not me, though. I'm not blushing, as far as you know. I got rid of that face cam, you see. Ah! I've never been a fan of trampoline physics in Mario. They are always lousy, never good, always bad. Okay. Oh yeah, you're not gonna blow it now. Alright, and there is a mushroom here that we will be grabbing. There we go. Now, if we can just scoot by. Nope, we can't. That's to be expected, though, sometimes. You know, if we always got what we wished, we would never lose what we had, and that would not teach us any valuable lessons in life. And life is about lessons. Life is about learning from the past and making the same mistake twice. I think it's something along those lines. I'm not 100% certain. I never went to school. So, alright, and there's that. Fantastic. Whoa, nice try. But Ferguson, you will have to ferg someone else's dinner. Ow! You ferged mine. He ferged my dinner, and I couldn't do anything about it. Oh, nice try, patriarchy. This is all the patriarchy's fault. No, I didn't want to save that. Oh. I'm learning my mistakes already. Let's race ahead back to where we were before. I had an advantage going in and it didn't help me. See, this is the lesson, too. It's like you could make the argument of, oh, well, now he's save stating, so he's cheating. No, because that would imply that even with the save state, I would be competent at this game. And I'm not competent at this game. Not competent whatsoever. I'm pretty much a failure, actually, at Classic Mario. You know, I've never beaten any Mario game earlier than Mario 64. The 2D Mario games, they elude my grasp. I think the only one I really beat was one of the new Super Marios. You know, and that took some time and effort. So, you know, to get the original completed on my end, or not even complete, just beaten, that's going to take some doing. It's going to take some skill and some know-how. I want to at least get to World 6. Let's do that, because, like, this was meant as an editing stream, and I'm really not looking to go past the 2 hours that I've already done now. I wasn't really looking to go past the 1 hour that I had staked for myself, but then I did that, and then I went, I've spent the whole time editing, and I haven't really played any games, and it felt like a bit of a jip if I didn't play some games. So, you know, and also I included in the title that I was going to be playing Mario, so it was like one of those things, like, if I actually don't play the game that I teased I would in the title, then that's kind of false advertisement, and I'm a bit of a scam artist at that point, and I don't want to scam you. So instead, I'm going to actually do what I say and play this game. Also try to pay attention to the ground, because I was a couple... Well, you win some and you lose some. It's the lesson today, children. Okay, up, uppity, up, okay. I mean, it's not like, even if I hit the top of the flagpole, I'm getting a 1-up, right? You know, they don't do that here. Which I guess I could talk about that. Let's talk about how, with the early Mario games, and which is kind of, it's a standby of Mario. Mario never really left his arcade roots, when you think about it. Because in practically every Mario game sans the 3D Mario games, they always, like, make reference to a score counter, even though that's not why anyone is playing this game in the first place. But it's like a holdover of Mario's arcade beginnings, you know? It's that sort of thing, like Donkey Kong is special because of, you know, it being like a video game with a story and introducing, like, classic iconic characters and putting Nintendo on the map, right? Like, it's a classic specifically for that reason. But at the same time, you know, like, it's about getting points in the end. You loop through that game over and over and over. Like, once you've beaten it, you know, once, then you're just doing it again. Same thing with the original Mario Bros. That's not really a story-driven game. It's more just an arcade beat-em-up on a sort of fixed playing field with ice physics, which make it practically unplayable. That's really what the first Mario is about. This is more like, here's actually a tale. You're going on an adventure. You know, the arcade portion of it, it's still Donkey Kong-like in its design. It's just that it's moving horizontal instead of vertical. But there is that sort of element of, no, there's a tale, and you're the hero, and this is your grand odyssey journey that you must make to save the world, you know? That's sort of what establishes Mario and makes him so unique, not only in the 1980s, but also today. You know, which isn't to say that, like, people don't put out... Sorry, I'm just scratching my nose. It's not to say that people don't put out, you know, story-driven games today. Obviously, that would be ridiculously untrue. But it's more like the combo of, like, arcade with story. That's something that's very much a relic of its time, you know? It's not really a big figure of games today, of the modern gaming era. Okay. This is less me not paying attention and more me, like, being distracted by other things which are hampering my gaming experience. Alright, but I think, in theory, we're gonna get close to being done here. If I can just not die in this portion, then we should be good. Alright, World 5-3. Also, I think this is in stereo now. It wasn't before, but it is now. So, okay, now if we can, ooh, look at you go. So, I briefly touched upon this in my last Super Mario stream, but the fascinating thing that I discovered while trying to remake this in the first Super Mario Maker is that this is actually the same as World 1. These designs are practically identical. They just will reuse levels, but make them ever so slightly harder in order to increase the difficulty up. And it's kind of cheap, but it also is like, it's one of those things that's like, you know, greatness comes out of limitations sometimes. You know, not everything immediately is designed to be, you know, the masterpiece that, like, it would be a mistake to self-consciously view this as like, oh, we were making a masterpiece. They weren't doing that. They were just making a game, and they used what they had. And what they had was very, very good, you know, and delivered very well. I'm really having a lot of stuff happen off camera right now, which is like, you know, taking me out of it a bit, and I apologize for that, and I'm hoping that I will be able to get past all this in order to focus solely on the game, as that's why I think people, if they were here, would be here. They aren't here right now, but that's okay. They just are not watching me fail, you know, and I'm fine with people not watching me fail. You know, sometimes I like to be successful at what I do. I know that's a rare occurrence for me to have, but, you know, sometimes I get it, and it's there, and I'm happy with it when it arrives. Okay. That was short and easy and over. Alrighty. Like, this is honestly, I think at this point now, it's like, okay, here's the goal I'm setting for myself for the rest of the stream. At least get to the end of World 5, because I'm clearly having difficulty doing so. And in all fairness, my brain's been kind of overracked these past few days, so I'm not, like, at 100% capacity. But, if I can pull off at least getting to the end of World 5, then I'll be satisfied. Okay, so we can... Yeah! Avoided that. Dodge. Dodge real nice. Real smooth. Away with thee. Alright. Okay, and then that's dealt away and gone. Oh, alright. It's the precision jumping. It's that moment when you're rocking the D-pad back and forth to try to aim the jump. You gotta aim it. You can't just let things go loose. Alright. We're getting better. We're getting more proficient at what we are delivering. And that's good. Alright. World 5-3. 3 lives and a mushroom. So we should be able to pull this off well. We can just not... Okay. That... Oh. Alright. Don't bugger it up. Aim. Alright. I keep thinking that this is going to guarantee me any safety, and it really isn't, but it helps. Because I'm still on that mindset of being a millennial and going like, okay, I have the fire flower, so now I can take 2 hits. Nope. You take the 1 hit, and then you're small again. So, you know, I'm like just going to have to try to really work through this. Okay. I can't risk much reward. Okay. A lot of pillars of fire. A lot of flame pillars. Alright, well, that's that. Okay, and therein lies the... Oh! What happened? I zoned out for a second and just was not together. So this is now 10 times harder. Alright, that mushroom is tempting, but you can't really get it because if you do... Okay. I have to be aware of that pillar. I have to be aware of that 1 pillar. Okay, so then this is gonna go around. You gotta ignore that. Just don't go for the mushroom. It's deceiving. Okay. Oh! He like slowed and I was like, well, that's the end of me. But nope, I lived somehow. Right, and that... Ah! I should have waited and held on. Okay. Back to the start of World 5. This is going to be the big challenge. It's not going to be like every stream. I wanted you to be aware, too, that not every stream is going to be editing stream. It was just, I had that sitting on the back burner for a while, and I needed to get it done. it's highly unlikely you'll see a lot of editing episodes. I can't guarantee that they won't happen, because sometimes I need to get work for the show done instead of streaming. Oh, no! Like, sometimes that just has to happen. I have to be able to have something to put out on the weekend. But for the most part, these are going to be gaming focused. Or they'll be content focused, I guess is what you would say. You know, there's going to actually be things which are worth watching. This isn't really going to net me any extra life. It's just sort of, you know, forget it. And it doesn't even push me forward ahead in the level. It's just like, here's the next thing. So, I mean, because World 5-1 is actually, I think, really surprisingly short. So. And much of the difficulty, honestly, much of the difficulty of this game lies in its controls and its limitations. Because what was hilarious is that when I remade this in Mario Maker for the new Super Mario Bros. Engine, like, I redid all this when I put it in Mario Maker, and then I could give it the, like, sort of HD shine, or remake, as I called it. And what was fascinating is that then with the Mario U mechanics, and all of the, like, new Super Mario Bros. Stuff that you can do, like wall jumping and things like that, it made this game a cakewalk. It was, like, the easiest thing ever. You know, there was, like, practically no difficulty to it at all. So, that's what I kind of find fascinating. Oh my god, there's a whole underwater section I never even bothered to look into. That's surprising. Why is this here? It just interrupts the level in the middle. Oh well. Star. Star me, bro. I mean, I guess that helped in getting rid of the Hammer Bros, because they didn't show up at all. Oh, no, what was that wimpy jump? Come on now. That's my phone going off telling me that it's bad weather outside, and it is. I've been hearing the thunder while I've been streaming. But that's not going to stop me until the internet goes out, and then it will stop me. But not today, or at least not at this very moment. At this moment, I am focusing in and being within the present moment and not screwing up where I am called to task. I never use the Fire Flower. I have it, and I'm not putting it to service. And that is foolish of me not to do so. Because obviously it would help in many scenarios, and I'm just not putting it into the effort that it deserves and belongs in. And, you know, that's my own fault. That's my own doing. I need to be able to look past the boundaries of my inescapability and see into the next screen. Look beyond the corners of the globe. What is really out there? You think there are portions of the Earth that people haven't discovered yet? I mean, now we've been in space, so we know what the Earth looks like. And yeah, there are people who think that it's still a flat Earth myth because they don't understand the concepts of, you know, like mass and existence and volume. But, you know, do you think, though, that they're like, I mean, space can only show us so much. Wow, I'm impressed. Like, do you think that there are portions of the Earth that, like, satellite haven't been able to track down, and there's just, like, here's this one island in the middle of the in the middle of Indonesia, and no one really knows what's on it, and we've never been able to find out. The people there have been completely untouched. If there even are people there, they've been completely untouched by society for, you know, hundreds of thousands of years, and just no one has ever looked into it, and they just have never found what's there. I think that's an interesting theory. I think that I died. I think I killed myself on accident. I think I need to twist this microphone around so I'm speaking on mic a bit more. Not that I'm not being picked up, of course, but that, you know, you can hear me so softly and dulcet. Oh, yes. Now that is an existence in and of itself, you know. Sometimes you get carried away and you go on autopilot and you jump into the abyss and you don't really know where you're going or where you're landing, but you know that you're there. and the ground beneath you will move along with or without your presence, much like the earth itself. See, there are these deep layers in Mario that no one ever looks for. He continuously is off chasing. He's running to the right, and he runs to the right again and again and again, but he never contemplates what's to the left. Maybe he ran all this way from these 8 different worlds, and really what he needed was on the left all along, but he just didn't know it. And this is what has been his inescapable, a place in the universe. Because, it's almost symbolic in that sense. Because he can't go back. Time moves forward. Time continues on. There is no going back. There is no pausing. There's no anything except forward motion. Time, distance, travel always goes forward, never back. Even those who go back are moving forward within their own boundaries of existence. So then the question remains, is it really possible to go left? You can't move away from that which you already know. You've changed in some way. Even if you return to the spots that you once held dear, you have experienced something in the middle which has developed and shaped your own identity of the self. And because of that, that plays a role into who you've developed into. Mario cannot go back to who he was in World 1, not unless he dies and is reborn into the cycle. For that is his true nature. And really all I was doing was stalling, because I didn't know where to go from here. And, I had lost all my forward momentum. And still have. And if I stay there, I will die. That's clear to me. I don't know if that really was... That kind of was out of my hands a little bit. This is World 5. This is World Death. It's the challenge of the unknown. And I don't really know much past of the... Again, it's a system in which tubes and molecular structures bond together to form a greater whole of being. They move under the skin, and they create that which is the unknown and the unconscious. The subconscious mind moves in its own pace and rhythm. It creates its own unique neurons and electrons. We are energy, and we are energy, and energy flows through us. But the question is, are we the Goomba or are we the Koopa? Are we the Goomba marching with insignificance, or are we the Koopa who hiding underneath our shells? Are we the game over screen, which plays again and again and again? Are we the commentary, which distracts from the gaming ability in order to try to be entertaining while also philosophizing that which is meaningless? For there is no thought put into these philosophies. There is no existence or thought put into existence. There is only existence itself. And, the people will subject to themselves. Is it the meaning or is it the purpose that makes one complete and whole? Is it actually being able to hold down the down button? Is it being too close to the bullet bill for it to work effectively? Is it not trusting the system of the game to be safe? Is it safety overlooming us and overwhelming and creating that which is foreign and strange and, quite frankly, suspicious? It's the fear of the unknown that causes us to really move into a different format of life and of being. You would think that after, talking like this for as long as I have, that more people would be watching, but I guess philosophy is not what people come to Twitch to see or hear. They come to go and lay their heads under the... you would think if you were dead that your hammer would lose its effective momentum, but that is not true, because the hammer moves independently of the hammer bro. He throws, but he doesn't swing. He throws. And the throwing mechanic is such in which it will last long after the hammer brother has sunken into the abyss, never to be seen again by that of the Red Koopa. The Red Koopa calls on the phone. He says, "Hey, I haven't seen you at the bar on Tuesday. What happened, Jerry? What happened? Were you down in the dumps again, and Jerry goes, man, my hammer throwing arm, I don't think I'll ever play hammer baseball again. I built in my Venus flytrap, I planted it in the garden, my garden is growing, and it's growing at a garden, but I can't ever really get it to spin. And, you know, the spin doctor says, hey, I know exactly what you mean, man. We'll fix this spinning situation. We will get your garden to spin once more. So it does. He plants in the earth. He sets it upon rotation. And he says, look, your garden, it grows and spins. All while the seasons change and the sun grows ever bigger. Global warming keeps the planet... I tried so hard to finish that sentence, and finally I was like, nope, none of that made any sense. I don't want to... Okay, yep, fire your guns. Lay down your weaponry. From the cavalry arcade! Okay. If we can just get the jump to actually move at a pace that's not, you know, slow as rocks. Okay, the hammer has left us. We can move forward again. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. No! Okay, well, I tried. I had it. I had it and I lost it. It's the story of my life. Okay, and... Yarg. Okay, and then you hear me roar. And off we go. To the sunset. So, the goal, the hope, the dream is that we'll be able to finish World 5 by 8 o'clock, but I don't foresee that happening because I am too scatterbrained and shot down to, yep, like that, you know? And are we gaming over? Oh, wow. I got a loosen, but I got a goosen as well. And, you know, the goose and the loose, they don't always mix, despite what Martha Stewart has said. I got shot down once more. It pains me. It doesn't give me focus or drive. It gives me regret. It gives me the battling war horse spirit, which maybe has helped those in the past, but not in the future. The future is dark and bleak, and don't die. Don't die. Don't jump away from me! Okay. Back to 1. Alright. Is this like, does this count as hip-hop beats? I mean, if technology had been different in the 80s, and we were able to get full-blown score, what would the design of Mario's music be? It would have been this melody. I get it. I get that this melody would have carried over. But, like, beyond that, what would have been the end goal or the end product of Mario music? You know, would it have been that which we can't fathom? You know, like, what is soundtrack and what is nothing and what is everything? Do you want life updates from me? Actually, I won't give any life updates because I'm the only one watching, and I know exactly where I'm at, and I know who I am, and I know what I do. So, I'll save my life updates for, when people are actually watching. You know, so... You know, it's one of those things like now I'm in obligation mode. And also because, you know, Twitch is saving this for a brief amount of time, and then I'll end up downloading this again anyway, and then I'll be putting it out as a video in its own right, and then it'll come out, and then it'll be entertaining in that sense. But life updates won't really factor into it. It'll be more just what is the best of my rambles. And I think I'm rambling pretty gosh darn good right now, I think. You know? I've been able to talk. It's one of those things, so I'll talk about this. In one of the recent, in the most recent SpongeBob recording session, Nick and Rob and I were talking about the difference between a proactive and a reactive commentator. And we were talking about this in reference to the fact that there are people within our group who are more reactive commentators and those which are more proactive. And Nick and Rob wanted to put me into the reactive category, and that's actually a false statement, because I can be incredibly proactive as a commentator if I so wish, as you can hear by my words, which I speak upon you at this moment. If I don't think about it too hard, I can actually be a very proactive commentator, and I can say things, and I can keep a flow and a momentum going. But the thing is that if I'm in a room with others, if I'm trying to, die to my grisly death and never move past and forward ever again, if I'm in a room with other commentators, I like being I think the word is pitch hitter. I'm using a baseball reference, but I don't really know much about baseball. But I like being kind of the guy who sits on the sideline and can come in with the really good one-liner or the really good joke. They react to the lunacy of the others, and the others can take the spotlight. And I jumped through the bricks, and that killed me. But anyway, they react to the insanity of the other people in the room with them, and then they just sum it up in one quick, sharp line. That is kind of the humor I like and I respect. It's kind of the Bugs Bunny approach, in that you deliver the one-liner, you deliver the hit that, sums it all up. And yeah, you may not be the big all-star, but you are able to really, leave an impression and contribute in some degree. Because if it was 3 people all talking over each other, in the case of a SpongeBob, that would get really obnoxious real fast. So if I'm in a room with Nick or Rob, right, they can be the lunatics, and then I'll be the guy who sits back and just kind of commentates from the outside on their madness. Because if I was being crazy on my own with them there as well, that would just kind of become overwhelming to the senses. But the main point of what I'm saying here is that in a scenario like this, where I'm completely on my own and left to my own devices, if I want to, I can pull off, commentary. I can pull off talking in a sense that is, unique in its own vision and conquest. I can do that thing that is asked of me, but I can't really do it with other people there, or I don't really want to do it with other people there. And also, the caveat as well is that you have no guarantee that what I say will mean anything. I could be speaking nonsense. I haven't really played back the clip of the last stream I did of this, and I'm going to have to eventually look at the one I'm doing of this as well. But, from what I can see and what I can gather, it's one of those things where I don't know what people really respond to. I don't know what they value in commentary. All I know is that I can only say what I mean, and I mean nothing at this moment. I mean very little. So I can talk and I can say the word that I need to say, but it doesn't mean anything. It's meaningless garbage, as you watch someone just die again and again and again because they're tired and it's raining and they kind of want to be done with this after editing. They kind of just want to get things in order. But they also want to move on, and they want to progress in something, and they don't want to be just doing the status quo again and again and again. And so they start relying more on the Fireflower because they are tired of doing the same thing again and again and again. And even if it means they move slower, they will do this because they are really gosh darn sick of always doing the same bit twice over. And that's what they're doing. They're just spamming the Fireflower like no one's business. I am losing my mind right now with... Okay, Alright, just need to collect myself again. It's raining real hard outside. And you can't hear it, but it's there. And now, I need to collect myself for a little bit, because I'm overwhelming both me and myself. Okay. I need a drink quickly. I want to move forward. I want to be done, but I also want to move forward. We've been streaming now for almost 2 hours, which is the longest streaming Sundays I've ever had. And I've broken my own rule, which is that if no one's watching, then I'm done. But I do want to actually progress. I do want to feel as though I've accomplished something. So what I'm going to do then, in that scenario, is I'm going to go till 9. I'm going to give myself another hour. And if I haven't gotten any further in the span of that hour, then I'm calling it. And I will just kick this back up next week. Because it's raining and the sun is setting and I have things to do tomorrow. So this is going to be the final hour of the stream. We're going to try to get further than we have so far. I hope people are enjoying what they see, even though no one is currently seeing anything. But that's okay. If the internet caves in and goes offline, then I'm just not going to come back. But for right now, let's try to get a bit further in this game. Now this is going to be a 1-up. Sometimes, okay. So I'm going to comment on the fact that, like, the jumping is out of control right now. And I'm trying my best to aim it or do something. And it's not always working. Sometimes it just isn't wanting to respond. And it's really frustrating because I want this to be, decent. And it isn't being very decent. It's being very indecent right now. Why? What is my tendency? What is my built-in, like, sort of Pavlovian belief system that I am, somehow... Oh, God. I've already crested the hill. I've crested the hill because I got up to 5-4 and I was doing fine. And I probably was getting near to Bowser. And I've already crested the hill where now I'm being horrible at the game. Because I've already bypassed the point where I would have, like, eventually built up into something. I've been on a computer all day just editing. Because that's the thing, is that those long episodes of the show take a long time to edit. They're like 10 times longer, right? Like, that's a 45-minute video, and I was editing it from like 1 o'clock to 7. That's what I did. So that's like 6 hours worth of editing. And then I'm going to have to, like, watch over it again to make sure it all works. And then I'm going to have to render it, and that's going to be like another 12 hours. So, I mean, editing is a long, tedious process. But it's what you do to try to gain the ability of being entertaining. Because unedited, something like this would be awful, And or rather, it would be less awful if it was live and there were people watching and I could interactive chat a bit. But that ain't happening. Right now, it's just me alone in my catacomb caves. So, instead, I'm just here trying my darndest to get farther, in a game that I can't play because I suck at games. This is why I'm like, the Gaming Weekend is such a sham of a show. Because I suck at video games. I'm not a gamer at all. I'm not part of that nerd culture. I'm a music nerd. I'm a musician. I should be talking about music, not buggering around with, things of which hold no relevance to me. Why is he sometimes just not ducking? Duck. Okay, thank you. Now you. Die. Thank you. Just sometimes go away. Sometimes. I'm like focusing in now. It's like I've commentated like for long enough. Just move on. Just move on. Move on. Quit buggering around with things which are meaningless. Just you away with you. Alright, and okay. Handled. Dealt with. Please. 3 lives. I can potentially get another mushroom here. If I just don't get panicky nervous. I can just do that. Okay. There we go. Now, that you fall down. Okay. And there. Alright, and there. And you didn't swing away from me like all the other times. Fantabulous, so. Alright, and that. Okay. 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 3 chances. Let's try. Okay, I already screwed that up, but whatever. Look past it, move on. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Focus and drive. Focus and drive. Yeah! Yeah! That is a peak. That is a peak of audio. But yes! Yeah! Sorry for killing your eardrums. But we've done it. Alright. We've made it to World 6. I am satisfied. If I get another game over, I'm calling the stream there. Alright, come on, Lakitu. Quit buggering around with me. Just stop it with you and your spinies. Okay. Oh, nice try. But not today. That took all of my patience on World 5-4. That was like, I had to stop talking, or else I was not gonna do that. I was like, if I talk while I do this, I'm going to make a mistake, and it is going to cost me, and it is going to be to my detriment. So I just need to stop buggering around and focus on timing and jumping. Because that was the one thing I haven't been doing while talking, is focusing on, you know, it's either focus on talking and get that, like, throat and mouth movement going, or it's focus on actually playing the game. And by this point in the evening, the thing I really want to focus on is playing the game. So, okay, we jump there, there. Momentum, 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 momentum. Momentum. It's all about the momentum. The momentum carries you forward. It brings you back down to earth. Momentum, momentum, momentum. Keep going. Momentum. Alright. Oh, nope. No, you didn't! Boosh! Boosh, koosh! Skadoosh. I'm getting progressively louder, and I'm definitely peaking audio, but... Whoa! Is it just me, or did I get real sad? Man, this is real bleak, without any color. This is really, wow. Oh man, I'm just feeling real depressed right now. I can't even explain it. Okay. And you're gonna cut me off, but I'm gonna get here and make this. Whoa! Right. Pulley, lever system. Pulley and lever system. Pulley and lever system. There we go. Why is this level, like, completely devoid of color? Did they just, like, run out the color budget for this one level? They had to save up the CPU space? I'm gonna turn my gain down because I'm probably destroying all your eardrums. That is down, right? No, that's louder. Okay. 6-4, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Up now. Got cocky. Got real cocky. Let that move. There. 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 Therein lies the rub of saints. Ugh! The patron saint rub. At last I should have known. If I die here, I'll be fine with it, because then I'll just stop the stream. We've been going for like 2 hours. I'm satisfied with today's. So thank you all so much for watching. This is the second time in a row that I've ended a stream by going, I'm about to end it if I die, and then I die. So thank you all so much for watching. The next week should be just a game. There won't be any editing. As long as I keep up to date with all my work, I should be good. We've accomplished something. We've accomplished a lot, actually. This has been productive stream on both a work sense and in an actual progress on the Mario Marathon sense. So that is where it be. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you again same time next week. No one's watching, so I'm not gonna bother rating. And that's it. Bye bye. Thank you all so much for watching. See you later. Goodbye.